Welcome back to another tournament match. We are in the Americas Conference. We have AgentPWE, an old veteran of the community, an old veteran of the Trash Bowl Tournament, but one that we know is an extremely strong player and hasn't really reached the pinnacle yet. And he said that this is his year. He's thinking this is going to be the time where he goes all the way and goes to the big game. He's representing the pirate flag because he's about to steal victories from people. And his first opponent today is a newcomer, a raimiat, who hasn't played in Trash Bowl yet, but today is hopefully trying to challenge for his spot and then move on to the next round. So it should be a good one. Let me remind you to drop a like on the video to support these competitors. And JJ, what are we looking at with the decks?
Well,
got some shenanigans going on. They don't know what's going on.
Yes, both priests are banned, indeed.
Both priests are banned.
AgentPWE is bringing Quest Druid, Secret Rogue, Bomb Warrior, and as we said, Highlander Priest is banned. Raimiat is bringing Galcard Warlock, Control Shaman, Weapon Rogue, and his Control Priest is banned. Very control heavy lineup.
We have some interesting decks here, some absolutely unique ideas with the Shaman for Raimiat and the Quest Druid for AgentPWE. Agent also with the Secret Rogue is not necessarily the most popular choice. But importantly, he does get to play the Warrior as the Priest drew the band, so he's going to line that up right away. Raimiat with the Warlock. Don't see that too much, but it is definitely a consideration.
2 plagues on the starting hand and doesn't keep a single one. Scout is a good start for Agent.
And Ooze is the obvious key for Raimiat.
Such an insane card against Warriors.
You have to absolutely tech that in and keep that. And we know that that's exactly what he's teching against, right? Raimiat actually came into the tournament with a different approach than most people. He's not trying to ban Warrior, he wants to beat Warrior, and he tacked his entire lineup against specifically Warrior with all the weapon removals. So we'll see how much success he's going to have doing that today.
Looking at weapons, by the way, there is an interesting argument for upgrade here just because it's LC deckhand, but I don't think you're that aggressive, your Agent, or are you? It seems that he actually is.
He is. He knows there's all the weapon removal in the deck for Raimiat, and he's not even going to. He's not even going to mess around with it. He's going to play this aggressively here. And the meta of this match is going to be if Agent wins with the Warrior, you're in for a tough time for Raimiat because that's exactly what you're trying to counter. So I like that Agent brings it right off the top and is putting the pressure on.
Yeah, and as you said, that would leave him with a good route to win the game because while, yes, it is aimed at Warrior, the lineup isn't bad against other decks, but it is not specialized against them. Now, the Secret Rogue, there is some weapon tech usage there as well, not as heavy, but the Quest Druid, for example, doesn't even have access to weapons at all, so...
And now correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Raimiat is running double Ooze and double Sticky Finger in all of his decks.
I think that is right. I haven't checked the lists right before the match, but I do remember seeing some of that in the beginning. Would be actually Sticky Fingers are very interesting if he doesn't have them in the Rogue.
Yeah,
because it is all about weapons. So stealing more weapons might sometimes be counterintuitive because you already have one. Other times it might be really good.
Next Ooze.
Second Ooze is picked up, and we're gonna see a coin here for the
shield, probably.
I was about to say Shield, Netherwing, both possible, but Shield makes more sense right now. I mean, 17 health is... oof.
It's tough, but he has all the tools at the moment.
Yeah, and it seems like Agent doesn't really have the best way to deal with that big taunt right now. And the second shield block isn't it.
Nope. He's going to have to let up on the pressure here a little bit. And this is a crucial one for Raimiat to win. You have to beat the Warrior, presumably 3 times. And that's going to be his entire tournament, basically. He's going to have to do it all the time. If he wants to move on.
A bit awkward here that the Worshipper is not quite ready yet. Plays it anyways. Hand is pretty full. I think we're going to start seeing Cartoots next turn. And that really closes down the board for Agent.
There's Grassanov.
Picks up the Grassanov to get himself a...
You might as well. You might as well. I mean, as long as your opponent is not using the Oozes, make use of your weapon. You know?
I mean, obviously the Oozes are being kept for the more relevant weapons, Wrench Caliber.
And presumably.
The primary one here. And, I mean, she also does deal with the taunt, but that probably isn't exactly what you're looking for either.
He might shield slam the 5-4. Nope, he's going to set up a skip return in a while here.
Yeah, but those Cartoon Defenders are going to heal Raimiat back quite a bit.
the controlled version of the Galakrond Warlock. I experimented with it a little bit myself when I was a bit desperate to find a 4th deck. Kind of 6 hours before deck submission deadline. So I played a couple different Warlocks, a couple different Shamans.
Ooh, Shaman.
Yeah, I have a Highlander Shaman, Quest Shaman, Control Shaman. I played every Shaman.
I mean, it seems that raimiat believes in the Shaman.
Yeah.
And the Warlock for that matter.
Like when I net decked the Highlander Shaman and I queued it up and I had no idea what half the cards do, so I didn't end up going with the class after that.
Isn't that something though?
Yep.
You have to look at it this way, right? You have, after the deck submission deadline, still a couple of days until your match starts, and your opponent isn't gonna know what half your cards do either.
But I'm not gonna submit something that I can't play.
And Agent really taking his time here. No really optimal plays. Brawl is still a bit awkward, but he does decide to end up using it.
I think you got a Brawl.
The weapon, of course, perfect to kill off the reborn minion. Does also get the other taunt to stick around. Shield Slam on the shield.
Shield Slam and Smack, now you
oh. See, that's why it's a Shield Slam.
It's a Shield of Galakrond Slam.
It slams the shield.
Point.
It's definitely the only reason why it's called that, and there's another Cartoon Defender lined up, and I'm not surprised if we get to see that play.
Keep putting up taunts, take it easy. He has the Elysiana here for the late game, so...
Is this a Deathwing play? Is this a Deathwing turn?
If you have nothing better, it might be, you know.
Establish a big minion, kill the first iteration of the taunt.
We'll see what he
don't really hate it, but also, It seems like it's going to be upgrade and fast enough here.
Yeah, why not?
And clears off the taunt at the very least.
Your opponent refuses to clear these weapons up, then you make use of them at least.
Well, yeah, but those are not the weapons that your opponent's really worried about.
Well, you haven't drawn any of the other weapons either.
Also, between both of the cartoons, raimiat now back to a very healthy life total.
Yeah. Absolutely. He's taking it easier. Could play just his first big demon down. There's no big need not to. Oh, that's a good pickup. Love to see that. Keep the invokes going.
Yeah.
Now comes the first ooze.
The upgrade axe.
That's a 2-3.
I was about to say, yeah, it's 6
valid.
points of damage. Once again, I ask, is it the Galakrond time? No, it is not.
It's time to reload a little bit here.
That makes perfect sense. You get a lot of armor out of it as well. And question is, does he find another minion? Does he want another minion?
There's another Battle Rage.
I mean, he does also find the Corsair Cache.
He's got no weapon with that.
You know that there just an ooze came down, but the question is, do you expect the second ooze or a second weapon removal in general to be on the hand?
It is. It doesn't might not expect it, but it definitely is there.
The question is, don't you maybe expect it specifically because your opponent was so so happy to use it last time round?
Just a Kronks here, just accelerate it up a little bit, throw your Galakrond.
Yeah, but then what?
Kronks. You're in control. Like you play Kronks and you sit.
It seems that the ooze will probably run to the Armorsmith here. Dreadlord makes a lot of sense, I think. You might want to keep the Kronks after you played your Galakrond.
Maybe.
Especially because the Galakrond isn't even fully there yet. It's only been invoked twice if I've been keeping track correctly, so...
Thus decided to draw it. I see nothing wrong with just playing that next turn.
I mean, it's definitely not a bad play. I'm just saying, you might want to...
And if Agent puts up a weapon here, that's going to get oozed. So.
There is still the Deathwing. Now there's actually a reasonable target for it. You can even hit your Skipper in first so as to not take that extra damage, leaving you with a 12-6. Can't really complain about that. And of course, Dark Skies does clear that. Or double Netherwing if you're really crazy. Bladestorm is also a way to deal with it.
Double Netherwing does not, because he only holds one dragon.
Oh,
no dragon with the other one.
But it's gonna be the chorus, it seems, and we're gonna see the first bomb getting shuffled. That took a while.
We're gonna see the French Caliber get destroyed too.
Well, depends on what he draws. Maybe we'll get to see it stolen.
Maybe that too. But other than that, he's probably gonna play Galakrond and Ooze here. Don't want to see any of those bombs.
I mean, hey, it's a great play, right?
Yeah.
You get to produce 3 minions.
That's what you
get 5 armor. You change your hero power, arguably for the better.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, I think you go Galakrond, right? You could drop a demon, a big taunt, but Galakrond makes sense.
It's kind of weird if you play Kronks to draw the Galakrond and then not play the Galakrond, but that seems to be exactly what he's doing right now. Horde Pillager drawn for Agent. Notably, the weapon was destroyed, but so were the 2 axes. So
yeah, he should get the 1/3. Could also apply his Ankar, but how many pirates are even left in this deck?
that's a good question. I
Now would be Deathwing time.
don't know right offhand, but yeah, this does look a bit like a Deathwing play. Leaves it with a 12-4 and your opponent with a 5-5 Life Stealer. So that's an easy trade. So not
Dr.
exactly
Boom would summon
optimal.
2 boom bots that you can also kill right away. Nothing special, nothing crazy.
And I think this was one of those games, right? Where,
Oh, yeah.
like, I have no idea where this is going. It seemed like AgentPWE had a really strong
takes a while.
start despite not shuffling the bombs, and all of a sudden they're at a standstill. Both players have almost a full grip of cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this could go
The Elysiana could
every
make a
which
difference
way.
for raimiat.
Also, of course, arguably anti-warrior tech,
Yeah.
because it removes the bombs from your deck.
Does gamble on the Horde Pillager and he does get a hook. Little axe there. So not what he wanted to see.
Dragon Blight Cultist, not the most interesting thing. Personally,
It's pretty much
possible.
perfect sense, I think. Dragon Blight you can tap, and if you want to, you can use a sacrificial pack.
It's gonna be another wing first, which is what I thought, because it does clear the board very nicely. Dragon Blight's still possible after. As a matter of fact, it gets 1 extra attack and it doesn't die, which is really important.
Juice attack, you might tap.
Tap, sack pact,
Double sack pack.
double sack pact.
Taking any risks.
I don't think there was a
Sponsored by Beverage.
particular risk here, but hey, well, I guess brawl.
No Deathwing would again, once again clear.
Yeah, dying in the process
Leaving
and
the
still
5/5,
leaving a 5/5, so, you know. Dr. Boom's still not any better. Ankar's still a bit awkward, but it does clear the taunt.
So Brawl first. Let's see. Taunt's still up.
I mean, I feel like this says play the Ankar, but also, if anything, there's one more Horde Pillager in the deck. I don't know right offhand, but maybe Sky Redder as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Hero Power's right there, and Veiled Worshipper now active.
Yep.
Could draw some more cards. You could also eventually decide to actually just play the Galakrond, but doesn't seem to be in the
I
cards
think
right
you can
now.
afford to be greedy and just keep invoking, right? You evoke
Yeah, but then why play the Krons?
just because it was his best tempo play on the turn, I guess. Why not? Just to give yourself the option, I guess, if you need
Is
it.
the Galakrond fully evoked?
It's
No,
fully
evoked,
invoked,
right?
yeah.
Oh, it is.
That was the fourth one.
Well, in that case, wow.
So we should see that next turn.
And Late Storm surprisingly good for just dealing 1, but there's a lot of 1 health minions there. I guess definitely is a bit awkward right now because it could
Yeah.
leave a 5 attack minion alive.
I think it's not great.
You could play Boom and Blade Storm, which is probably gonna be the maximum impact there, but again, it is just 2 Boom Bots explode, but it will also only leave 2 minions on the opposing side with 3 and 4 health respectively. You have the 2 attack weapon. Could be a clear, but
Guaranteed clear, swing the Anchor to the 5/1, then Deathwing.
that is true. Skipper is also possible here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right, instead of Blade Storm Boom, of course you play Skipper Boom.
That's interesting. He might want to wait for a second Wrench Caliber, though. Get another bomb swing to maximize the boom.
There's a lot of stuff on the board, and it appears to be Blade Storm, Blade Storm,
And 2 pirates to clear it up.
and the Anchor.
Anchor's for the space. No more pirates.
No
to
more
add.
pirates there, so oof, that's a potentially interesting card there. It's a value card at least. Notably, Agent barely has any cards left, while raimiat still has a couple more.
Plus
Elysiana
the Elysiana
is
on hand.
there, and now a huge board again. I think I'm favoring the Warlock at this point.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Jumbo Imp picked up as the biggest thing here. But hey, considering how many small demons there currently are in standard, they're still a very good outcome, I would say. Satyr could be huge.
But that's the bar if that clears, right? With with the skipper. So that's a huge pickup.
Yeah, but the Satyr doesn't die. That is something to wake up later.
Wrench.
It's gonna reduce the weapon there.
Next turn you play your boom. But you gotta deal a lot of damage to this Warlock still. I just don't see how that happens.
Is it a Luciana time?
Maybe not just yet. I mean, there's 2 bombs currently in the deck.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bit early to pull that one. Just play
How about Dreadlord Hero Power?
And another couple of demons. Seems to make more sense, and it should now be Dr. Boom time. Just what is a Galakrond picked up?
Yeah.
Not yet. Maybe you feel Deathwing instead of the Boom now.
That's a point. You can always play the Boom later and get even more Boom bots potentially.
Unless you play after the Luciana, then you don't get Boom bots.
Yeah, that's true. The other question is, are there actually minions left in Agent's deck for the Galakrond? Because otherwise it's not going to look that spectacular.
Well, there's a Kronks. He hasn't had his own Kronks yet. It was a pretty good thing to draw.
Right.
With the Galakrond.
And let's see which minion gets the reduction. It's the Netherwing. Maybe not as spectacular as if it happened in Luciana, but you probably don't expect to draw much on the same turn, so whatever.
You might go Plague of Flames here.
Ooh.
Face everything, Plague of Flames, and then you still have a heal to them. Well.
I mean, you can still play now. Dead full clears. It has to trade instead. Dark Skies is probably not it, and there's a no Krongs.
So, this is now a race against the clock. You have to Galakrond.
I mean,
but Plague of Flames will deal with it.
Being the player with lower health and having no cards is generally a bad combination. Now, there is a little bit of value in the Hedgehog Burglar and a big impact play in the Galakrond, but that's it.
They're all gonna get cleared. I think there's a pretty clear path now for Raimiat to win this.
Yeah, I would say so. Goes as aggressive as possible, hoping that multiple bomb draws plus the removal of the bomb.
Yeah, that's what you have to go for.
Actually, there is 4 bombs in the deck, and Raimiat is below 20 health.
There's one.
This will be crazy. This goes in the highlights. There's 2.
Oh, dude. Don't do it to him.
And there's
so he dodged that last bomb. But
there's more 5 more cards.
And there's still 5 active Boom bots. You have to think about how to deal with it. If you're twisting that, you lose. Luciana, yeah, because you can't afford to draw another bomb, so that's super important.
Void Drinker, probably not it.
I think Void Drinker is it, just for taunt.
Maybe. Actually, right, yeah.
Right over there. Right,
Shadow Weaver.
Right, you're just playing to live.
Jaraxxus.
Could be it. And whatever.
Gale makes sense. Let's see what was... It was Void Drinker, Troll, Bad Rider, Shadow Weaver, Jaraxxus, and History Buff.
Let's see how these Boombots hit here.
Into the minion. Into a minion.
Also, it's a minion. Okay, think here. So you hit face, and you this is a win. This is just a win, because he plays Deathwing, he hits face with the...
Right.
This is a guaranteed win, actually. Agent pulls it off with the Warrior.
I didn't know if... Why would they remove what's triggered after, right? Yeah. I thought they might be able to hit Luciana, but
he pulls it off with the Warrior, and that is...
Wow!
Big trouble for Raimiat, because that is the exact deck he wanted to counter. Losing to that first game, big monkey off the back for Agent, and now he has to take him down with the Rogue and the Druid. Now, the Rogue can also still suffer a little bit against the weapon damage, but that is a big loss to take.
Also, notably, it's the secret build, not the weapon build, so not as susceptible to weapon removal. So the main weapons are going to be the hero power ones. We're going to see Shaman against the Rogue.
Switching it up. You have to change your strategy now, because you still have to win 3 games. I think Farsight is a keep here. I have no idea what Shaman is, man. I forgot this class existed ever since the Demon Hunter came in. I forgot Shaman existed.
Well, yeah, I honestly have no idea how the control charm plays. I don't think I've seen it.
Farset is
before.
often a keep, so that's just gonna be it here.
We're gonna see Agent keep a secret and the one thief, and picks up the stunner. Dragon Sword is also a good card. And Raimiat's hand doesn't seem as great. I think Dragon Sword could be a turn 1 play here.
It's a hell of a starting hand for Agent.
Yeah. I think Dragon Sword has to be the play here. You don't want to coin out one.
Old Neophyte is gonna deny the.
Or don't play anything.
Mm.
I guess. Oh yeah, Dragon's. I think he wants to play Dragon Sword into one thief.
Maybe. But you have so many options. You could coin Miscreant, you could just Neophyte and disallow the far side. A lot of things.
Yeah, though the question is, do you play Neophyte maybe later on to minimize the impact of cards like Witch's Brew, or to maybe make it more awkward to play some removal?
See what he goes with here. Got all the options.
And literally, he has a lot of options. How do we feel about the Shenval?
I think the Shambhala seems pretty.
Lots of small spells in that rogue.
Seems pretty nice.
Dragon Spell isn't bad either, but you
It's not that
really-
many small spells is the problem. It's a lot of small minions.
But you also only are going to use your hero power every other turn, so, you know. Arcane Breath is interesting, but not going to give you another spell, more likely than not, so Magic Trick is going to be the one.
Yeah, Farset to play.
Yeah, Farset obvious play here.
I'm trying to find stuff like your Instructor Fireheart. And,
Keeps the-
impact cards quickly.
Keeps the ooze knowing that the opponent doesn't run any weapons just to counter the hero power weapon.
Well, the ooze is in there to counter the warrior initially, but
Well,
that
yes,
only
but
went down the drain.
he would have played it if he was not intending to destroy a weapon.
Need the tempo, or the value, I guess, rather the greed.
And is it a head crack that I see there? That's a head
It is a
crack that
head
I see
crack.
there.
Jandis on hand, maybe lined up for next turn. Ooze value.
You mean that's
It's real.
some of the best ooze value you're going to get in this matchup?
Might be Jandis. It might be. He's hovering over the Hagatha scheme there. It's already lined up. And I think it's Jandis time. You can't beat it on curve on 5.
And 2 minions will be
Those are
and
good
Muzaki
minions.
that go really well together. Picks
Those are
Raz
incredible minions.
as the fake one.
I don't know about that.
What?
I don't know about that.
You don't know about what?
Well, that's the correct pick to be the fake minion.
Looking at the hex here, looking at the scheme will reveal that it was in fact Raz, as I said. I guess with head crack there is an idea there. I don't know. You could play Ferrocat head crack now for
Yeah.
a little bit of extra damage, but probably doesn't seem like the greatest play. There's an argument to be made for just keeping the Raz for the 1 damage every turn.
I like the Raz, yeah. But he understands that this is a value game, right? So maybe you do just head crack.
Decides to play the Miscreant, and there's a Draconic and a Kobolaki. Seems like he's planning to play the Draconic. Kobold Spellkin could be really good. Twin Tyrant,
There's all could all be pretty good.
yeah, but he picks up the Malagos. I don't know.
The value.
I don't know. I think Kobold Spellkin is the biggest value here.
He'll know what he's doing. He's Agent PWE.
Torrent and tempos out the Sticky Finger.
Yep.
Prep drawn. There's a lot of card in Agent's hand, and I think it is Dragonspin Hero Power time.
Well, one thing's for sure is going to be that this is going to be a long match. We'll be sitting.
Yeah,
for
Dragonspin
It's
Hero.
great.
Dragonspin Hero Power
Yep.
could potentially kill the Sticky Finger, which is, I think, the best
I guess
outcome.
That's what you want, yeah.
And otherwise, you can still trade your entire board and the weapon in there if you really want to get rid of it.
I think you go Dragonbane here, and
I feel like it's one of those where, no matter where the Dragonbane hits, you still go all face.
yeah.
And so either you push 9 points of damage, or you clear the board and push 4.
Yeah.
Both of which are good outcomes. Looks at the Neophyte. Is he worried about the Earthquake that is lined up next turn?
Yeah, he might.
And there is a Kobolaki coming down.
Who's that? That is fair.
And it seems that it might be Dirty Tricks. It might be. He's hovering over it. it is dirty tricks and 2 trades. Hit him in the face.
Slow play from all sides right now. Earthquake disable. Fist of Ra.
Fist of Ra. Then, I mean, you can and maybe should just play Fist and Hero Power. Yeah.
Reminder that we need a Throne of Thunder expansion once again, but just a totem, even a Hex there on the Neophyte. Wow. Wants to trigger the secret. I was maybe playing for
Plagiarize?
For Plagiarize, and I guess this one, yeah. I guess you would disable Plagiarize. Not a lot of big things expected from the rogue. Doesn't really know that he's holding Dragonbane.
Yeah.
Which he could play also this turn with Hero Power and put 6 in the face.
Yes, but then you would want to definitely take the trades first, because that taunt does not deserve to be Dragonbane. It's not Dragon.
No.
It's just a totem.
It's a Bane, but it's called Dragonbane, not Snakebane. So you wanna kill that first. Yeah, you would agree with that.
So yeah, multiple plays here possible. There is even another dirty tricks drawn. So if you really want to stunner that Stonecloud Totem, that is an option.
Dragonbane in the house.
Very important. Takes the trades first. Hero Power, and I don't think we're gonna see anything else.
You just saw the Hex, so you thought, I might as well push it out this turn. There's another one, of course, and you could also always Earthquake just to clear everything up.
Groundskeeper picked up here, also active, of course.
Yeah, that's a bit too greedy of a play. I think you have to.
Walking Fountain would have also been possible, but doesn't make that much sense
either. Doesn't clear the Dragonbane.
So yeah, just has to be the Earthquake. Could have been Hex, but Earthquake I think makes more sense. We see, I think it was an Vendetta that was picked up there, yes, by AgentPWE. And plays the questing adventure knowing that he has a lot of small things. Dirty tricks and head crack coming down, it might appear.
That's gonna be all for this turn.
I mean, hey, it's a 4/4. You deal 2 for no cards being used. The infinite head crack value. Serpent Shrine would go really well with some spell damage, but doesn't quite have it.
Also, no Fist of Ra then. So intentionally plays it now because Edwin Byrne. He plays it now because he didn't want it with the 4 cost?
It would seem that way.
I guess. Does he have 1 cost spells in this deck?
The old Reliquary of Souls strategy.
Reliquary, yeah. That's what it's for.
I don't know, maybe 4 is just not a great spot, though I think it's not bad either. Plagiarize now seeming to be the play for Agent here. And we're gonna see another Neophyte, which is actually very interesting because cards like Fist of Ra, of course, trigger off of the cost you cast it for, not the base cost.
Yep.
So if you now play Serpent Shrine, probably gonna get a 5-drop.
Which could be a Janus. So maybe I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Now there's once again is the possibility of... Ooh, that's a big spell.
Walking Fountain looks like... really
how about Tidal Wave and hit the Fist in there to get yourself an 8-drop? And the chance that... Ooh, that could actually make a really good Tidal Wave turn, or...
Yeah, I think...
I mean, Serpent makes sense.
Tidal Wave later, Illusia
Miranda and... King Master Overspike.
Terrible.
I think the argument for Tidal Wave, of course, is that it would have healed you for 12.
Big Plagiarize value and gonna burn another card.
Well, big Plagiarize value and getting 2 of the cards, but hey, wait. Oh yeah, the other one was just Hero Power. You got all the cards, yeah. Serpent Shrine is a good way to kill the Tink Master. So there's that.
He has the Goose. The backstab just kills anything now. Backstab, Vendetta for massive damage.
Yeah, and if you want, you can prep the head crack there for another 7 points of damage to the face. It's better than Mind Blast. Or you prep the Serpent Shrine, same idea.
Mind Blast, like that's a thing. What you meant to say is Fireball.
Imagine if Serpent Shrine said, and summon a minion of the same cost. Like some cards do. That would have been a lot better than Greyheart Sage, but hey.
You mean spell damage?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a minion of the same cost as the damage. Because it deals 3 summon to 3.
So Fountain there. Gotta get some of that healing in. And even it's the Goose.
Head crack deals 7. That is the only direct face damage there. The Goose itself deals 4 for a total of 11. With hero power, that is 12. Which is 7 of lethal. No secrets for the stunner.
I think if you do that, you also shove the Neophyte. Because of the Witch's Brew.
Yes, but you have to also get rid of the Fountain, which I guess you can Vendetta.
Yeah.
Vendetta, the Fountain, Head Crack, Neophyte. That does work, yeah. If that's what you feel like. We're gonna see the Vendetta here. Groundskeeper is an interesting play here for sure. To protect the board a little bit, and you can still play the Neophyte. Then you don't hero power, that's fine. I think the 1 damage doesn't make a huge difference. Meanwhile, putting your opponent at 8 is great. Tidal Wave only costs 9.
And it is playable.
And it does deal a total of...
You don't clear the Malgos.
Yeah, but it does deal 4 times 6, which is 24 points of damage. That heals it back to full.
Damages all means?
Yes,
right.
Tidal Wave, deal 4 damage to all minions, lifesteal.
Didn't want to surrender the board, I suppose. Got a bit of a choice to make it. Runic Carvings.
Serpent trying to make sense just as well. And decides to go for the double Witch's Brew. Summoning 2 3-drops in the process. Terran Gore Fiend is just a 3-4. And, ooh, switches it up. Plays a Serpent Shrine. Gets a Porcupine. And a Sky General Crag. At least it has taunt.
It's a taunt, yeah, that's important. Like to see that. Oh, backstab.
Backstab kills it.
The damage.
So, yeah, that's lethal. That is GG. AgentPWE wins
the
Goose. Hero power.
The Goose! We all said, what is he doing picking the Goose? He picked the big blue Goose. And he wins. Wow.
You don't
You
don't expect to stick that card for so many turns.
Nope. No, you don't. So, tough pickings at the moment for raimiat, and Agent up 2-0, takes it home with the Rogue. It has now 3 attempts for arguably his most outlandish deck with the Druid here. So,
and of course the one that raimiat tagged the least against.
Yep.
So arguably that should be the worst matchup.
A lot of dead weapons. Dead weapon removal for raimiat. So he'll better find a way. You gotta now, of course, play your best matchup, right? You know exactly what your opponent is bringing, and you have to play whatever favors you the most.
It's really interesting because Quest Druid is one of those decks where if you play Weapon Rogue, you have to try to win really fast. If you play any of the other decks, both players want to take it to the late game, and just the question is which one has the higher value.
I haven't seen the Druid yet at all, and I don't think there's anyone else bringing it, is there?
Don't think so. I would have to look at the list again, but the match is about to start, and naturally the Druid comes out against the Warlock.
Worst hero in the game. As a matter of fact, 2 of the worst heroes in the game right now.
Dame Hazelbark versus Nemzi Necrofizzle.
They might be number last and second to last.
If you want to know our opinions on all Hearthstone hero skins, check out that podcast where we did that.
Info card, like that way in the very top maybe corner, like on the other, you know. We did a tier list ranking thing. Yeah, hell yeah. On tap potential innervate for the speed.
Ah, yes. Classic plays all around. And I think Agent Strategy right now is actually to be the faster player, which is a bit unusual for that deck. But yeah, I think it's Nature Study's time. Just try to get your quest done as fast as possible. Rising Wind's going to be a great card once that quest is ready, but I don't see why you would make any other play at this particular
You might
deck.
just not do anything, and you might want to go like Nature Study's Rising Winds the turn after.
I mean, you can go Nature Studies now and still play Rising Winds next turn. That doesn't change anything.
The 2-drop.
Yeah, I think there's no good... I don't see the argument for not playing Nature Studies, to be fair.
He'll have a point.
I'm sure there's a reason.
Yeah. We're not Quest Druid experts at this point in the game.
Ooh, Nourish.
That's
6 mana and all that.
Rising Winds?
I mean, I think it will be Beetle, right? Yeah. Holds the 5 or more spell.
Remember Plated Beetle? This is him now. Feel old yet? Yeah. Just gains you 2 more armor.
Yeah, can't hate on it.
River Procolisks all over the world in shambles.
I mean, that was already the case with the original Plated Beetle, to be fair. The Rush not
Which is
quite
strictly better than this.
killing the minion, and Nature Study is still possible. And you probably want to use a hero power. Moonfire is actually not bad. You probably want to Mark of the Wild. To be fair.
I like the cards, yeah.
See, I like the mark for just putting it on the minion right away. And because then it has 3 health and your opponent has 2 attack, and you deal 2 more damage.
You're not really worried about getting aggroed down. I like that you don't play any spell after it because you want the Nourish next turn, right?
That's a fair point. Or the Runic Car... No, that's bad.
Nah, that's Nourish.
The Runic Car Rings is a weird one, because both effects just means the second effect.
Yeah, it just overloads you, exactly.
Ooh.
Wait, does
Oasis
it or does it summon... No, I think it might summon 8 of them, or like 7.
Okay, in that case, it's great.
Because it's... Or do the repeat and give them taunt, right? So it should... If I understand this correctly, Runic Car Rings should fill the board.
I've never seen it with a quest. Yeah. Because no one plays a quest anymore. There is an Anubis Defender and an Eagle and all the card draw in the world. Shield of Galgard comes down. Interesting choice. I mean, I guess it blocks off the board. No Plagues of Flame just yet. There's another Nourish. There is still multiple Rising Winds on the hand.
Tidal Surger here, right? Or Oasis Surger is what they're called.
Oasis Surger, you can also just go nuts with your Wraths, but I don't think that helps that much. Yeah, I think I like the Surger. Interestingly enough, the effect does not display half the time. Shando Wildclaw is weird.
Yeah, that's not that.
I think you want Oasis Surger here. I like Shando Wildclaw, but what is it going to get you? It's going to transform to a 3-2, and then it's going to buff nothing?
That's not good.
You don't really run Beasts in Druid, is the problem. Which is why that card's not as great in Druid as it is in Hunter. Oh. Alright then.
Starfall's great picked up. Wow. Perfect clear.
And it looks like Agent really has initiative here. What do you even...
Cultist Plague of Flames.
Cultist Plague of Flames doesn't quite clear. If you add the ooze, it does.
It does clear.
Oh wait, is this 3 minions? Why do you think it was 4 minions?
Maybe it wants a Sack Pack and Plague of Flames. No. Yeah, looks like
it. Seems to be just it. Hey, 25 health, nothing to scoff at.
No Plague.
Doesn't play the Plague.
Wants it for the bigger value, maybe?
Wrath, 4 draw, I mean also damage, but on the Dragonblight Cultist here. Rising Winds, there's a Nature Studies as well, but it seems to be just be the Oasis Surger. Picks up the Ghidra.
Surger down, now it's tough here. To even defend this board anymore.
I mean, the best play you can make is draw a dragon, right?
Yep. That's not one. That's where the attack comes to bite you. And that's GG, I think.
It looks like it. There's another breath. There's a Dark Skies. You play the breath, of course. But 20 versus there being currently 17 on the board. Let's see, is there anything that goes face? I mean, I guess you could try with the studies.
Check a Nature Studies for the swipe. If you do have a swipe, you also Nourish. If you have it in a deck.
I mean...
opportunities are endless here.
Fungal Fortunes is the one that would actually potentially find you a win if there is something in the deck that wins. Wrath is definitely better. Since it clears perfectly and draws you a card as well. Doesn't have any downside either. I fucking hate that card.
Why do you hate that card?
Because whenever you play an aggro deck against Quest Druid, that just completely knocks you out of the game.
Yeah, it's Leave Room of Hope.
Oh, it is!
Basically. Ugh. And this looks, I mean, this looks just GG's
no win
all around.
Quite yet, but
Netherwing is locked up, there's no way to win anymore.
I mean,
it's over.
Theoretically the best player is Current Defender, and even that is not enough.
With the Druid, man. Did AgentPWE find the meta breaker here?
It looks like it, but then again, raimiat's lineup is far from usual.
Yeah, it was tech completely against the Warrior, and I mentioned this first game. If he doesn't manage to beat the Warrior, loses to Warrior, he will be in a world of hurt, and that's exactly what happened. He's been talking about that quite a lot, even in Discord before the match, throughout the weeks. He's trying to target the Warrior, and that came to bite him in the first game, and uphill battle from then on forward. But thank you very much still for participating. Hope you enjoyed the rest of the tournament. And Agent is moving on and beginning his quest to make it to the big one, because he hasn't so far. But I believe it's or he believes of himself that he can. So
here's the thing, right? Keep an eye on the Druid, but also there's also the Warrior and the Priest to worry about. And it's not like the Rook's anything to scoff at.
You only can play in one deck, so whoever plays the next, it'll be a tough one. So 3-0 win. Big time performance from Agent. He's moving on, and drop a like on the video to anyone who's watching, just to let these guys know that you appreciate their work, and join our Discord server because everyone's in there from the tournament. If you want to talk to the players, see the scheduling, and get notified about all the matches that come out, that's the best place to be. Link in the description. Subscribe to TrashcanTV, and we'll see you in the next one.
That's it.
That's it.